Hi there everyone, my name is Melancholiaah. I am a transgender vocalist and idol culture inspired performer based out of Houston, Texas. So for the last 2 decades, I have been performing at anime conventions pretty much non-stop through music. But in 2018, I decided to kind of change things up and began performing under a new name called Melancholiaah. And this was something that was a new avenue for me because so much of what I was doing prior to was very polished. I didn't really get to be my authentic self, and I grew up in that. So being surrounded by that and being watched because of that through so many years, there was just a lot of trauma that I had not unpacked. But when I decided to kind of rebrand in 2018, things started changing, and I realized that people didn't really want someone to scream for, people wanted somebody to scream with. And since then, my original music project, Melancholiaah, which is her name, has not really just been a project, but it's become my livelihood. So there was this interview that I did once, and I remember being asked, do you ever plan on doing original music? And in that moment, I recall shaking my head and I said, nah, it's not for me. I think I'm just gonna cover people's music forever. Which in the time, it felt really good. But that question also planted something in my head. And I realized, maybe it's something that I do want to give a shot. And a few months after that, I released my very first single titled Pale. And in just 2 months after that, I did a live event where I actually performed 2 more original tracks, announcing my very first EP, Sekai no Wari de Aimashou, Let's Meet at the End of the World, which was then released in October of 2019. Since the beginning of this project, I have funded basically every aspect of it myself, save for a few supporters over on my Patreon. Thank you all so much for being with me for so long, by the way. And my parents as well, who on occasions feel extremely generous and would like to let me treat myself to coffee on the weekends, or a new book that came out every now and again. I've been able to take my music all the way from New Jersey to Louisiana to Atlanta, all over Texas, and in the upcoming year, depending on how the world is looking, and if I can do it safely, I would like to take my music even further to connect with everyone's true and most raw emotions through the music that I do, because it really helps me in that regard. So I really want to continue making it what it's for, which is not just for me, but it's for everyone, and that's my favorite part. In 2021, I released my very first 12-track album titled The Diary of Our Years Together, and this was a really, really big undertaking for one person. I will not lie. I can't sugarcoat it whatsoever. It was very difficult as one person, because when you're working in a band or in a group of people, you can split the costs. I can't do that. But because of this album as well, it's presented me with a lot of really amazing opportunities and connections with other people that I have admired for years. And these opportunities that I used to seek out and throw myself out there to the wolves to just try and get any bit of recognition, they're now just being put in front of me, and they're reaching out to me. And these are opportunities that I feel for my happiness. I can't say no, because it's like a dream that these cards are being dealt to me. This is a first for me, and I really want to run on this path that the people in the industry that I've looked up to for so many years are now opening up the gate for me to join in with them, and I have to do it. Because of this, I have decided to start my first crowdfunding campaign. Because I've realized, looking at the spread of my last couple of years, I've only begun taking my work more and more seriously. I'm still having fun with it. I don't take it too seriously, but I do want to produce a certain quality that I'm putting out there, and I want to represent myself well. And the music that you guys listen to, I want it to be well. I want to keep making music that we can all enjoy together. Me enjoying the process, and you enjoying listening, and everything that goes into it. I want it to be more and more enjoyable every single time. So I really, really, really want to keep continuing to grow. But most of all, I also want my music to continue reflecting who I am as a person, who I'm growing to be. And my music has grown with me as a person, so I want it to continue reflecting that. I'm now working on my next release. And I want this to be something that we can all really enjoy together and that we can scream out together, not just by myself. A breakdown of my goals, my stretch goals, all the fun things that you can get in supporting this campaign are all down below, as well as information about this release just in general and the process of this release and how the process of my releases go. Anything that you might need to know are all going to be down in the details down below, so please feel free to take a look at everything, and if you have any questions, also feel free to ask. But I can only say so many things. A magician does not give away his secrets. And while I still plan on funding as much of this release as I humanly can, I also had to sit and have a serious talk with myself, and think about a lot of things. I either had to sit out on really amazing opportunities that were quite literally calling to me, put right in front of me, that really I've only ever dreamt of, or I, let everyone else be part of that journey as well with me. And after a lot of thinking and battling with myself over this, I realized that wouldn't be a bad idea, because Melancholiaah has always been about doing things, feeling things, screaming out in pain until there's nothing but love left together. So I decided to go through with this in the end. So thank you all so much for your consideration. I really appreciate you taking the time to take a look at this, and for you all just sticking with me for so long, even on all the trials and tribulations of voice changes and EDM to rock music changes, all the things. Thank you all so much for being here while I find myself, and continue to sing along with me for so long too. Thank you once again, and I hope that we can truly create something beautiful. Until then, yes. Bye bye.